Hello, everyone. So today I'm going to go over with you the actual writing of your research paper and transferring of information from the outline and planning slide deck to an actual Google Doc where your research paper will be formatted properly. So what you're going to need to do is you're going to need to open the research paper doc. You're going to replace the highlighted your name with your actual name. And when you do that, please make sure that you remove the highlights. At the top here, then, it says title of your research paper. You should replace that with your topic. For now, just go ahead and put your topic on there, and then we will be good with that. Now, this is kind of a two-part piece. You need to copy and paste your introduction and then copy and paste your concluding paragraph. And then in between here, what you're going to do is you're going to actually have to write your body paragraphs because you haven't written those yet. So to begin with, I'm going to lead you through the copy and pasting of your introduction paragraph and then your concluding paragraph. So I have two things open. I have the actual research paper doc, obviously, and then the outline and planning where you should have been taking your notes and writing your intro and concluding paragraphs. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to scroll down to the paragraph that has your introductory, or the slide that has your introductory paragraph on it. And what I'm going to do is I am going to copy and paste these one at a time. So I'm going to take this one first and Control C. And then I'm going to go back here and I'm going to actually highlight this copy and paste thing here so it goes away. And I'm going to do Control Shift V. And then if you do the Control Shift V, it formats it properly. And then I'm going to go back over here. I'm going to take the next chunk, the summary, highlight, Control C, back to my paper, Control Shift V. Man, look how beautiful that is. And then one last time, I need to get my thesis statement, which is my last sentence in my intro paragraph. Control C, take it back over here, Control Shift V, and there you have it. Now, you're probably going to have a few mistakes that you're going to need to fix here, but you can worry about that later. I'll go ahead and fix them real quick here. And please don't. Now, some of these, I guess it doesn't really matter. Grammarly is not always perfect, so be a little bit cautious when you're doing that. All right, so I have my intro paragraph. Man, it looks beautiful. I'm going to go ahead and it added some extra spaces in here, so I'm just going to backspace and bring that back up because I do want my body paragraph to start right here. Now, I have my concluding paragraphs next, so I'm going to go back to my research paper outline, to my concluding paragraph slide, and do my copy paste thing again. Highlight this one, Control C. Remember, if you do Control Shift V, that will take the highlighting, it'll change it to the right font, the right size and everything. It'll double space it. You don't have to worry about it. So Control Shift V. Fantastic. Come back over here, get my summary. Control C. Control Shift V. And now this is kind of thrown me down onto the next page, so I just want to make sure my cursor's in the right space before I copy paste again. And if it goes on the next page, that's fine. It's going to eventually anyway. So Control C and Control Shift V one more time. Okay, so once you have your intro paragraph and your concluding paragraph all copied and pasted in, next up is your body paragraph 1. Now, my 8th graders, you guys are doing 3 body paragraphs. My 7th graders, you'll be doing 4. I'm going to walk you through 1 right now. And basically, the other ones, it's the same thing, different topic. So For body paragraph 1, you cannot just copy and paste from your slide deck, because on your slide deck, you should have facts, things written kind of shorthand in your own words, essentially. And so what you need to do is you need to take this information and kind of mold it into a paragraph. Now, if you took information from multiple sources like I did here, like I have this one from Upton, which is the author's last name, and then I have a couple from this article, Peanut Butter Cups by Reese. And I did that one in quotes and parentheses because I did not find an author's last name, so I used an article title instead, which is fine. But these are not in order, so it's not going to make sense just to kind of put them in the same order they're in. Plus, I need to add some of my own words to make it flow better, some transition words and such. So first things first is back on my research paper doc. What I need to do is I need to start my paragraph with a topic sentence. Okay, my topic sentence is not going to include any facts or super specific details. Your topic sentence is just your main idea, like what is this paragraph going to be about? And it's specific to this paragraph. So your thesis statement, which we did in your intro paragraph, was the main idea for the whole paper. This one is the main idea for just this paragraph. So what I need to do is I need to look at my title or my focus area topic, and this one is startup and growing popularity. And after reading through my facts a couple times, what I need to do is make a single statement that has my main idea, and it's going to include my topic, obviously, the startup and growing popularity, but it has to be a complete sentence. So I'm going to go back to my doc here, and I'm just going to take this. I don't need this information in here anymore. I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to start writing my topic sentence. So with startup and growing popularity, I'm going to say that the initial production of Reese's peanut butter cups was actually very small, but the candy's popularity grew quickly. Now, notice I have a very nice compound sentence here. I used one of my fanboys. My whole paragraph now that I'm going to continue working on is about the initial production being very small and the popularity growing quickly. All right, so that is what I'm going to talk about. So I'm going to go back over here and I'm going to look at my facts. Okay, so as I'm reading through them, the first one is about that Reese only producing one candy, and then it's talking about why he chose the peanut butter cup because it has less sugar. And then my third fact says the candy was created in a basement startup. All right, well, that's obviously going to be one of my first ones. And then I have some information about who did it, the fact that he used to work for Hershey's, but he wanted to provide better for his wife. And then it talks about the company was made different candies with ingredients such as coconut caramel and molasses. And then in the mid 1920s, special candy made from local Hershey chocolate and specially processed peanut butter. That's where the peanut butter cup came from, and they became known as the Reese's peanut butter cups. So, in looking at this, I'm going to probably start with these three facts. Okay. And I can put these three facts in one or two sentences if I want. And then I'm going to just end each sentence with the citation. So, like if you have two facts from the same source and you want to combine them, that's fine. You're just going to go ahead and put the source at the end of the sentence anyway. All right. The citation. All right, so 1919, Harry Burnett Reese, he was a former chocolate company employee, wanted to provide better for his wife, and I believe he had children as well, so I'm going to change that to family. Now, one option here is to split your screen, and there's a variety of ways to do that. You can be fancy about it, but what I do is just make it a little bit smaller. and then put them kind of side by side so I can see both of them. And if that doesn't work for you and you don't want to click back and forth like that, you don't have to. You can click tabs back and forth, but this just kind of makes it a little bit easier for me to go back and forth. So expand that one just a little bit so I can see the whole slide. Perfect, that works. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and start writing. So I'm gonna say in 1919, and whenever you put a date, okay, in 1919, former Hershey chocolate, let's see, go back over here for a second, company employee, chocolate company employee, Harry Burnett Reese is his name, or Harry, yeah, Harry Reese, not Reese's, decided to set out on his own in order to provide better for his family. All right, so I took these 3 facts all from the same place and kind of molded them into one sentence. And that's why you guys needed 8 to 10 facts. If you don't have 8 to 10 and you're really short on facts, you're going to end up with like a 2-sentence long paragraph, and that's not going to work. So I took all 3 of those, and here's my sentence. In 1919, former Hershey Chocolate Company employee Harry Burnett Reese decided to set out on his own in order to provide better for his family. Now, I need to put my citation. I need to say, okay, this is where I got my information. So I'm just going to do a copy paste here for the sake of time. Control C, and remember, it's going to go inside the period. So I'm going to put my space in there, and I'm going to do Control Shift V, and bam, there it is. Now look, I took the period that was here, and it is now outside here. You do not put the punctuation right after the sentence. You put it after the citation. All right. So next sentence. So he used to work there. So I'm done with, let's see here, 4, 5, and 6. And what I'm going to do just for my own sanity here is, I mean, and you could do this a variety of ways, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to highlight the ones that I'm done with. I mean, you could delete them, but no, don't delete them because you're going to have to turn this whole thing in. So don't delete them. All right. I'm just going to highlight them when I'm done with them. So then I know, okay, I don't need to look at those anymore. All right. So now looking at these, I like the fact that he started it in his basement. So I think that really needs to come next. And then after that he made different candies with ingredients such as coconut caramel and molasses would be next on there. So let's get started with number 3 first. All right, for this next sentence, I'm going to say, and I need to have a little transition in there. So I'm going to say with, oops, not typing, with the support of his family, Reese, and I'm going to refer to him as his last name. I wouldn't put Harry in there because it's not like we're BFFs or anything. So make sure that if you're doing your paper about a person, you're using their last name after you've already introduced them with their full name. So the first time you say it, definitely have their full name in there for each paragraph. And then at that point, you can refer to your person as by their last name, not their first name. All right, so with the support of his family, Reese started his new candy company in his basement. And now this is a different source, so I'm going to go with Upton, and I'm just going to copy and paste that. Control C. Back over here, Control V. Oops, I forgot to hit Shift. See, that's what happens. So I'm going to undo. and I do Control Shift V. Oh, there we go. And remember, period on the outside. Fantastic. Done with that one. I'm going to highlight this guy green so I know what I'm doing or what I've done and I don't repeat myself. Okay, so the next one I want to do is I'm probably going to go with the fact that they made different types of candy. I think that is next. All right, so HB Reese Candy Company made different candies with ingredients such as coconut, caramel, and molasses. I'm going to go ahead and copy this one over because I wrote it pretty good. Just make sure that you haven't just copied and pasted it from the original. So, and then I'm going to kind of, let's see here, Control Shift V. So I need a V at the beginning. And I'm going to say the newly founded HB Reese Candy Company made different candies with ingredients such as caramel, molasses, or coconut, caramel, and molasses. Made different types of candies. I'm going to say. There we go. With ingredients, that works. Now, I'm going to go back over here, copy paste my citation, Control C, bring it back over here, Control Shift V, put my period at the very end, and types of candies. Oh, I have an extra space in there. Fantastic. All right, so I'm done with that one. All right, so I've got mid 1920s, a special candy. They made a special candy using Hershey's chocolate and specially processed peanut butter, which became known as the famous Reese's peanut butter cups. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put those two sentences together in one, or those two facts, details together in one.